I thought I would show you some of the basics of drawing today because I know that some of you will look at this assignment and be like, oh gosh, I get what you're saying about composition, but I'm really not even quite sure how to draw what I want to draw. So today I've just chosen a few images that I've just taken from National Geographic. A tiger. This is actually from Tiger King because they did an article before the Netflix documentary came out. And then this nice owl. I'm going to show you how can you take a realistic image and learn how to draw it. So I think we'll start off with this snowy owl. I'll bring you down here. Now, let's see. If we are looking at this owl, the place that I always start when drawing something is I break it down into basic shapes. So when I'm looking at this owl, he has, a very circular head. His body is almost like a teardrop. And then we kind of have some little shapes that go off of it that are more triangular. Okay. What we have right here, this is called a contour drawing. So a contour, that just means the major outlines. If I wanted to go ahead and draw this, I would want to take these shapes and lightly sketch them on my paper. I'm going to flip it around just because I am not very skilled in upside down drawing. And let's say I want to draw this. You can kind of trace it so your hand can get an idea of just about how big it is, or you can just go for it. So I'm going to sketch in some of those basic contours. Here's his head. Ooh, I should have placed it a little bit farther over, but that's all right. Here's kind of that teardropped body. And notice when I'm sketching, this is light. I am not pressing as hard as I can. I am holding my pencil about halfway up because that's going to help me use light pressure. And I'm keeping it at a low angle when I sketch. So when you sketch, you're not going to get it right on the first try. It just doesn't really happen. So that's why we want to make sure that we are drawing lightly. That way we can erase if we need to. Nothing worse than trying to erase pencil lines that have been drawn at full maximum pressure. Those things, they never come out. So I've got this wing in place. It looks like he's got a little bit of a wing over here. Tail feathers, kind of a triangle right here, a little bit of this. Doop, doop. Helps you make some sound effects. Go for it. And then he's got his little claws. I guess it's called a talon when it's a bird. All right, so I have my contour drawing. My owl's probably a little bit chubbier than this, but that's okay. Maybe he's getting ready for winter. What I could do now is I could erase any parts of the sketch that I don't love or that I don't need. Let's see, what else don't I really need at the moment? Get rid of some of these extra lines. Maybe I could place in his eyes. It looks like on this, if I split him in half, that halfway line is going to be about where his beak is. If you have a reference image that's printed out, that's really great because you can actually draw on it. But if you don't, you could use your stylus tool on your laptop to draw on top. All right, so there's his little beady eyes. Here's his little beak. Now I think what I'll do is I'll maybe start to show some texture of feathers. I think this actually goes all the way over here. I think this is all at one piece actually. So now what I'm doing is I'm just altering the contour line to show texture. So when I drew my contour line, it was very smooth, but this owl, he has feathers, so he actually has kind of more of like a little jagged outline. All right, he's got some little claws. And then once you have it to this point, that's when you can really add in any of those elements of like pattern or color or shading that you see. And I'm just doing a quick sketch, so this isn't going to be too terribly fancy. But just to give you the idea, how do you draw something that seems a little complex at first? All right, so here is my owl drawing. There's some small differences, obviously, but I think you would know that it's an owl. Let's try something a little more challenging. We'll try out this tiger. So we want to look for those basic contour lines on the tiger. I'm noticing this time more of like an egg shape for his skull, and then his nose protrudes outwards into his snout. He's got a little bit of a chin here. Then if we break this body into some pieces, this is kind of his collar area. I suppose it's a little bit hard to see because tigers are already striped, but hang in there, do your best with me, and it'll be all good. He's got ears that are rounded off triangles, and kind of this big triangular area. So if I want to draw this tiger, let's see here. I think I'll go ahead. I always start with that initial circle for its face. All right, let's see. So we determined that it's kind of this egg shape. And I really sketch my circles a few times until I get one that I like. I just keep expanding it out. I don't be like super picky, but it's all good. And I'm noticing he has this like brow ridge, a little nose. Chin areas right here. Just be super loose with it when you're sketching. Don't like try to make the perfect contour line on the first try. Just be loose, sketch out the general shapes, and it'll come together, I promise. This ear is bigger because it's closer to us. All right, then he's got this weird whoop, his collar shape. Or neck, I guess. That looks pretty good actually. And then we're just gonna put in his body. Massive body. This is a big cat. Hello, you cats and kittens. Hope that this helps you figure out how to draw a tiger. Alright, so this is kind of what I got cooking on this tiger here. Got his basic outlines. So remember, this is our contour. Now we can start to put in details. We can start to alter the shapes, get rid of things we don't need, simplify, if you will. All right, the placement of that eye is gonna be tricky. Let's see. I'll just give it a shot as best I can. I think it's gonna kind of go right here. There's kind of that eye. I'm gonna put in the nose. The nose is huge. Ooh, he's a little goofy looking right now, but he'll get there. I'm just gonna trust in the process that I'll be able to make it work. Let's see. It's got some whiskers. So since this week we're just working on sketching, I'm just gonna have this be kind of a sketch quality drawing. It's not gonna be super duper amazing. We're just trying to get the basic shape, you know. And then that'll give you freedom to have yours not be amazing as well. It can just be this sketch. You're just planning it out. All right, I must admit this is a bit of a sloppy sketch, but that's okay. So if we're just drawing in our basic tiger, that's how I got there. Started off with your contour lines, then you can erase the ones you no longer need, add in some texture. Oh look, they're in the pool with the tigers. We don't draw that one though, we were drawing this guy. So that's the basics of how to draw using the contour drawing and shape method. Hopefully that will help you build some confidence if you're not sure where or how to start.